What is up, Yodi gang? It is me and the double Chris in the house. We got
Mhm.
Chris Mandato and Christopher Fiocco. So, boys, say hello. Hello.
What's up? Welcome back. We have our first guest this
Yep.
week.
Thank
Roommate,
you for having me.
want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. I'm not actually Christopher Fiocco. I'm Nick. Um, I know these fine young gentlemen. Had the pleasure of being their roommates for about 3 years. So I know them pretty well. They know me pretty well. But I'm glad they asked me to come
There
on,
we go.
come on the podcast.
Welcome
Yeah, man.
aboard.
We're excited. Thanks for joining us too. Thanks for taking the time out of your Thursday evening. Of
Thank you for having me.
course. So we're okay. Little background. Um, we're all big Yankee fans. We got some big news this week.
Mm-hmm.
Two big trades happened. Obviously the Yankees got Alex Verdugo from the Boston Red Sox. What was it, 2 days ago? And last night, close to like 11 o'clock, the Yankees got John Soto.
Welcome aboard, John Soto.
Welcome aboard.
Did you see that tweet?
John
Yeah,
Soto?
Yeah, the
yeah,
Yankees.
they misspelled his name like the
Oh,
arson
no
chips thing.
way. I did
Yeah,
not see that.
Mm-hmm.
they did it on
Oh,
purpose.
Yeah. We had to get rid of some guys, but listen, those
Yeah,
the moves were needed. We got some lefty bats.
yeah. It's
Try and make a
depressing that the
run.
longest tenured Yankee is gone.
Yeah. Sad
you
day.
gotta do what you gotta do, though.
15 years, man. 15 years.
Yeah, but how long has it been since the Yankees won a World Series? 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Too long.
sometimes you gotta move on and you gotta have
Listen, I've been saying this. The trade makes us better in the regular season. Hopefully, the postseason. Listen, we all know the postseason is a crapshoot. Whoever gets hot gets hot. We
Yeah.
saw it this
It's a
past
different beast.
season with the Diamondbacks barely getting in, and they went all the way to the World Series. But the Yankees,
Yeah.
they're looking good.
They beat those Philadelphia Nationals, man.
Listen, they're the best team in New York. We'll say that.
for right now,
Always.
yeah.
Yankees, yeah.
Hmm.
So Nick,
Shoot.
uh, you're from all right, so I would like to say that the three of us are all from different communes of life, growing up wise. Like originally I was born close to the city, like in the suburbs. But now I live in like the country. So knowing you're a city kid, you rep Brooklyn. That's your what they call it, the boroughs, right? That's your
Yeah,
borough.
that's my borough,
Um,
Brooklyn.
and Chris is your good old suburban chap.
Hmm.
He's a good old suburban kid. So I want to know, like, how is it like growing up in a city? Like, I feel like, for you guys, there's a lot more stuff to do. Like, it's easier to just walk around, find some stuff to do with your friends, like compared to like me growing up in like middle school and high school, man. Everything's like driving distance away. You couldn't walk, you couldn't take a train. You had to like go out of your way, really plan things out.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the city is a lot different from other kids that you meet, but I didn't really even know that until college, until you meet a lot of new kids. Because, you know, in elementary school, high school, everyone lives in the city as well. So everyone grows up the same way. But when you meet new kids in college, you see how different it is, how different people grew up. And for me, I always love living in the city. It's very convenient. You could take a subway ride wherever you want to go in the city. Um, you know, just getting around is easy without a car, which is nice. You don't really need a car. Um, Getting stuff to eat, doing groceries is easy. You can walk everywhere. Pretty much everything you need is in a walking distance. But at the same time, there were a lot of times in college where I'd hear, certain things about kids who live within the suburbs or down in the country, including you two, and I'd say like, oh, like, I wonder how different my life would be if I lived in a place like that. Or there are some things that I'm envious about, like in especially in the city, high school sports aren't like a huge thing. Like basketball is big, but then you kind of get into like football and that kind of grass sports, and it's not as big. They don't have big facilities or anything like that. And these suburb schools have their Friday night lights games where
Hmm.
there's hundreds of kids there every Friday night. We never had that. Our home field, especially for us, was like 20 minutes away from the school. You had to drive there. And it's kind of ironic how for kids who grew up in the suburbs in the country where you have to drive everywhere, that your high school has their football stadium right in the back of the high school, where mine, it was a totally different complex that was unrelated to the school whatsoever. And it's just certain stuff like that you kind of wish that you had. But I enjoyed growing up in the city. I
Hmm.
wouldn't take it back for anything.
Oh yeah, dude. I feel that. Chris, you have anything to say?
No, I think it is. You kind of like just from like talking with you with growing up, like there's crazy differences. All the fact like you can walk everywhere. For me, it's like if I want to get somewhere besides my friend's house who live in my neighborhood, I have to drive no matter what. I mean, in my town, it's a pretty big town, so there's lots of things to do, but you have to drive everywhere. I can't walk. So like you kind of learn that. And then also with like kind of what you're like Kabir, like just from being in your town and you from you saying like your friends or your closest friends' houses are like 15, 20 minutes away. It's so different than where like Nick and I feel like with your friends, they're either a couple blocks away or you take a quick train. For me, it's just a 10-minute drive, not even.
How
Yeah.
long is it for you, Kabir? How long do you have to drive to go see your buddies?
Um, I mean, like my good friends John and Jason, like back in the day, like in high school, that was like it was a short drive. It was 5 minutes, but like it
Oh,
was
okay.
still just like so out of the way
Hmm.
compared to like, you know, like for you, Chris, I know you like your bud Sean. I know you can literally walk
Literally,
to
he's
his house.
walked his house. Yeah.
Yeah. And like Nick, for you, you could like when I was with you when we went to New York that one time to go get your haircut. Yeah. Just we just walked and met up with your one friend. So I mean like for me it's like if I walk in the middle of a street with no sidewalks and the walk would
Yeah.
take
Hmm.
a very, very long like if I'm walking to his house, it'll probably take 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
I
Even
guess it
like,
depends on like proximity too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You could have
Mm-hmm.
a friend who lives right across the street from you, or you could have a friend who, you have to drive
yeah.
Yeah.
30 minutes. So you take a train ride 30 minutes to go see, you know what I mean? I guess it all depends on proximity.
Even like the food
Yeah.
options. Like Nick, you have
Really
probably
different. I have
endless food
nothing.
options.
Well, I have a lot of food options, but they're not like, I don't know. I ain't got no Wawa, no Cracker
No,
Barrel. Those are things I didn't even hear of until I went to
dude.
school down in
Even like
Philly.
you were saying to me last week on the phone, we were talking about Christmas trees. You're like, yeah, I just go to the local like Rite Aid and they like take and like that.
Oh,
Well, that's
yeah,
what my dad does. My dad was telling me that when he was a kid was when he was growing up in Brooklyn, like they don't have these Christmas trees. You can cut them down. They
there's
ship
no
them.
farm or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like right on the sidewalk, some guy hustling out there trying to sell Christmas trees for
Wait, Chris, your
180
dad's from
bucks
Brooklyn?
now. It's ridiculous.
My dad grew up for like a couple years in Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
All right, you learn something new every day.
There
Wait,
you
so all
go.
our dads are from New York. Look at that.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Why do
Look
you
at that.
think we're all Yankee fans?
That's true. That's true. I mean,
It adds up.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I'm trying to get my dad to be a Giants fan, but he's not. He's sticking to his
Hey,
Bills,
listen, he's loyal to his Bills, and I can respect that.
I guess. What was it? Three, four Super Bowls in a row that he lost?
Yeah.
How did you become a Giants fan, Kabir?
Oh man,
Oh yeah.
that
Your
is
dad's a Bills fan. How are you a Giants
that's a
fan?
good story. let's just say this. There was I was a young lad. I was a young lad, and there was a teacher, and she was a big Giants fan, and I thought she was the GOAT. So I was like, yo, why not be a Giants fan? Make someone happy. But no, I mean no, my dad's like a little bit of a Giants fan. He was more of a fan when Eli played. So I think that's the main reason I kind of got into it. I loved Eli Manning. And then Victor Cruz too, man. I love hitting that salsa every now
It,
and
it,
then,
it wasn't Sterling Shepard that like was like, yeah, I gotta be.
No,
You got
Sterling
my
Shepard
last name.
retained me. He
Uh-huh.
retained me, man.
Yeah.
So that was the reason I started following the Oklahoma Sooners back in the day. So
Was it him?
yeah, I told a kid that he was my cousin. He was like, "No way, no way." He got so excited. He's like, "Yo, your cousin's a dog." And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "What's his first name?" And I was like, I forgot his I didn't know his first name back then. I was like, "Oh, it's number 3 on Oklahoma. Just look him up." But yeah. Um so like quickly moving on. Last episode, Chris and I talked about us going to see St. Joe's play in Philly in the Big
Mm,
5 tourney. Nick blessed us with his presence.
did.
Showed up at probably like the best time. We were all it was just you, me, CJ, and Matt down bad, and Nino. Nino was there.
Nina
Yeah,
was there, yeah.
yeah, dude. I had a great time seeing Nino. Miss that kid. Um, so it was just the 5 of us. Yeah, it was the 5 of us there, and then Nick, you, and Maria pulled up just when we were getting bored. Thank you.
Vibes
Um,
immediately brought back up.
yep,
Make it interesting.
we were
Mm-hmm.
happy. Yep, started
Yeah.
down some beers. Um, put in yeah. Sorry for not sharing the parlay.
Yeah, Kabir.
So bad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sort of you always gotta share the love,
You
dude.
always gotta share the
I
love.
know,
Gotta
I
share
know.
the love with the boys, but it's all
I'm
right.
sorry,
It's all right.
man.
I'll make an exception. It's nice to
Okay,
see
I'll
you.
send a new one to you
I
tomorrow.
was thinking more about being in your presence than
Thank
winning.
you. They're
It's okay.
making $21 on a St. Joe's basketball game.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
No, all right. Little spoiler, we're seeing each other next weekend. Is it? Yeah.
Sir. Yes,
Next
sir.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing each other. So we'll
Yeah.
do another group parlay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We're gonna
I kind of
have
want to
to.
yeah, I kind of want to go into depth on our Philly trip,
What do you want to start with?
I kind of I just like, they say, the show's called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I hear a lot of people say that, but how come every time I go to visit that place it's always raining? It rained all weekend, dude. It was not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was fun, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Nah, it
just sitting
ruined
in the
it like
rain, like yeah. Like especially waiting out in that line to go to that bar on Saturday night. Shout out McGillen's, big up McGillen's.
big ups.
Um,
Big up
big
McGill.
ups. Yeah, waiting in line for that bar was absurd in the rain. I did not like it. But once we got a seat, started drinking those, what were they, $7 pitchers?
$10 pitchers, yeah.
$10. Dang, I really thought they were $7.
Kabir, you ever think that like that it just rains because in Philly just because you're there? It's just like does the city doesn't
Maybe
like you?
they're trying to wash away the nastiness, and I'm the
Trying to
nastiness.
yeah,
Oh,
they're like, ugh.
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah,
Even when it is sunny there too, it's like disgusting and muggy and
Mm-hmm.
gross, humid.
yeah.
You got what is
Man, we're just trashing on Philly.
New York
Nah, I
City all
mean,
day.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, no, we went to school there. We had good times there. I mean, the game this weekend was awesome. We played Temple in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely destroyed them because Temple stinks. They're stinky.
Yeah, what were you guys doing? What were we
We,
doing over the railing at the end of the game?
we were chirping. We were Nick and I, me, Nick, CJ, Joe Runzer. We were chirping those Temple kids. We kept getting middle fingers, but it happens. It's sports. That's what I
They
love about
lost.
sports, you know? Like I feel like talking trash to an extent is appropriate as long as it doesn't get physical. Like everyone should be able to take a little trash talk,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like we all do that a
Mm-hmm.
little well. You know,
Friendly banter.
yeah, it's just a bit of banter.
It's not always great.
Not always, not always great. But
I've had a bad experience with that before.
oh yeah, you want to share it?
Chris was there.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I
we don't
remember
have
this.
to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. We don't
You
have
don't
to
have to.
talk.
You don't have to share it.
That was a bad
Let's just
moment.
say, like,
I'll
listen,
tell you. I'll tell you what. There are some people who friendly banter is okay, and then there are some people who take it a little too far.
when you're touching another person, that's when it's like, come on, dude, and you don't know the
Yeah,
man.
physical
Don't become
contact not
like,
good.
keep your hands to yourself.
Good. It's not good. No.
Exactly.
Give me
That's
the
it.
finger. Do anything you want. Just don't touch me.
Yeah,
Yeah, plain
exactly.
and simple.
Especially Phil.
S-
Especially Phil.
yeah,
Don't touch me. Gives me
especially
the
when your
ick.
team's in last place too. Um, so speaking of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I sent a little video to Chris. I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of got a little too excited, and I jumped the gun on showing it to Chris and Nick last night, but I wanted to show it with everybody else. Um, but for the audio listener, this is about a character named Frank Reynolds, probably arguably the best character in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes his presence felt in the universe of The Last of Us, not the show, but the movie. Um, so if you're listening on audio, just like
Go to
I hope
YouTube.
you've seen
Go to
go to
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah,
All right.
I hope you guys have seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So some of these audio clips are gonna sound pretty normal, but like I hope you guys will enjoy it. So Chris, whenever you want, throw it up
Give me
as
a
he,
second.
yeah, we'll just, Nick and I will start singing while you're oh, here it is. Oh man. Oh man.
No, sick.
Oh, is there no audio?
Can you guys hear it?
No.
Not really.
Really? Shit.
Oh, now I can.
Speaking of which, where are we? Ellie.
Whoa, whoa. What the hell's everybody doing in my apartment? You having a gangbang?
Come on, boost me up.
Whoa, fucker. Hey, guys, look, I found this garden hose, right? I'm going to use it to pump fresh air into the building and breathe into it like a scuba diver. Let's try it out. Oh, oh, botched. Oh, I botched that one. Oh, that's a botched job. Now this man loves life. That's bleeding. I need some trash to plug up the cut.
You got it. Swear to me that everything that you said about the fireflies is true.
You gonna be crybabies about it? All right, take my gun. Yeah.
So yeah, that was Frank Reynolds. I know you guys couldn't really hear it, but
Was it bad? Was the audio bad?
yeah, you could hear him talk, but like other than that, like other noises you couldn't really hear, but like
Oh.
it's Frank Reynolds, man. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny lately.
Yeah.
That's a show
Like
that you just always go back to. It's all reliable. You
Aren't
can
they?
always go back to
yeah.
it.
And they're still continuing making episodes, right?
Yeah, they are. I
Are you
believe
on the new season?
I finished the new season. It was good. I
Yeah.
think the one that they did before they went to Ireland, which was pretty good. It wasn't their best, but it's always funny. But
Yeah.
the new season, uh, keeps it on track for it to keep
Mm-hmm.
going. I know they have at least two more seasons under contract, I think, but
Oh, great.
I would
Dan-
love if they just kept going because that is such a great show. I'm
I
always
know
looking.
Danny DeVito is the highlight of that show,
He's a
man.
legend.
He
Yeah,
is.
if you want to hear a funny story about It's Always Sunny, I don't know if you two know this, but he was only supposed to be in one episode. And that was the first episode of season 2, where it was just about like um Dennis and Dee's dad who comes back. And he was
Mm.
only supposed to be in one episode, but I guess the reception was so good and people really enjoyed him on the show. And I think the chemistry between all the actors was so good that they just decided to put him in full time and keep him on the show, bring him into the gang.
Oh, great.
Dude,
Love it.
I did not know that. So I
So
know the episode
pretty,
I know the episode you're talking about. I just
Yeah.
didn't know that that's what it was. He was only meant to be that one episode.
yeah,
Is that
it's
when
a
it like,
pretty fun fact, but it happens like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's
that,
how great shows are made, is they improvise when they can, and they make good decisions.
not, I mean, is that when, is that the same episode where they found out he was Charlie's dad too?
No, I think that's later on. I think the first one
Uh,
is when they all pretend that they're crippled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're all getting in wheelchairs for lap dances.
oh man.
It
All
works.
right.
It works like that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Hey, yeah. Well, it's always sunny in Philadelphia, man, so you could do anything you want there.
Except for when Kabir's there.
Yeah, then it rains. When it rains, it pours, and St. Joe's wins basketball games. Um, yeah. So switching up again, I feel like we've all been on that gym grind lately. Nick, we know you just recently got back into it. Um, so like honestly, like, realistically, how many years have you guys been like working out?
Mm, all right. I guess I'll start. I mean, I started working out for like until college, and then I like slowed down, and then now it's just I started it back up again after graduation.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, in high school, I played high school sports, so we had lifts and stuff in the morning
yeah,
during the week. So I'd work out then. I was never really big into working out until I got to college. Then
Hmm.
I started working out. I I got into pretty good shape, and then unfortunately I got injured.
Bro,
So
you were yoked before this shoulder injury, bro. You fucking
oh yeah,
I
oh yeah.
thought I felt good. I thought that I looked pretty good, but
You
things
want to share
happen.
what happened? How your injury?
We were playing intramural flag football, and I got my arm caught between two people, and it
But he
popped out
saved the
of the socket.
season. He saved the season.
It popped out of the socket, and it was very disappointing because it didn't really hurt when it happened, and I thought it was going to be fine because I popped it back in, and I thought that's just it. Like when you pop it, I didn't really know anything about it when you pop your shoulder out, but I thought, oh, it popped out, I popped it back in, it'll be fine now. But not really. A couple days later, it doesn't really hurt right from the start, but a couple days later, it gets really, really sore. Start feeling pain in your shoulder, and then over time, it just, I guess once you pop it, it's very easy for it to pop back
Yeah.
out at any point. Like I'll be stretching in the morning, just putting my arm up, and it'll pop out.
dude, that's brutal. Oh,
Yeah, but
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
you just got to take it one step at a time. I'm just starting to get back into it, and I just got to do low weights and just as many reps as possible, and just be careful.
yeah.
But other than
Mm.
that, I got to get back into it at some point. I
Oh
got to get
yeah.
back to the grind.
Yes, sir. So have you guys like had any weird like it can be weird, like a weird gym encounter or like something just funny that happened at the gym that was like super unexpected?
The first one that comes to my head is there's a guy. You guys remember when you guys remember James Harrison, the football
Yeah,
player from the
Yeah, yeah.
Steelers?
yeah.
Bro, he dresses up like
Let's
James
do it.
Harrison with the full sweats, just like his workouts are some of the most intense and just like crazy workouts. Like, like when you do like back rows or whatever, like
Yeah,
he'll do rows, but like instead of like one dumbbell's not enough for him. He'll cross over the two dumbbells like this and like hold on to it like a fucking like a T-Rex or something, and then just like lift them. And
Oh
it's
my gosh.
easily like over like 120 pounds and he's just doing it with ease. I'm like, holy shit.
Huh.
Oh wow.
I haven't had any weird like
Dang.
I feel like at Planet Fitness you could come across some weird people, but I haven't had any weird
Yeah.
Does this
experiences.
guy like sweat through his sweatshirt too?
Yeah,
Like,
bro, his
oh,
whole
oh,
body's just like covered. It's like a different color. It's
in
crazy.
the sweatshirt too.
Hmm.
That's
Oh man.
crazy.
Nick, what about you? Any interesting things?
I'm trying to think because um I mean in high school I saw a kid get folded like a lawn chair doing squats and it was bad. It was like this it's like this little like I played lacrosse with him and we were all doing squats one day and he swore he could do like 225. So we were like, okay. And he gets up, he puts it on his back, he backs up and dude, this kid went down and he never came back up. His head was like in between his crotch, dude. Like he was actually
Oh
like a
no.
lawn chair. He was like a Tommy Bahama chair. I could just pick him up and bring him to the beach.
Could you like? I don't
It
even
was
like that.
scary though. It was
Dude, that probably happens like that too. You're just like,
no,
ooh.
does. I didn't even realize what was going on until I turned around and I saw the kid like
Oh my
folded.
God.
Yeah, he's
Did he like
probably.
scream for help?
Nah, he was fine, which was very
Oh,
surprising.
okay.
But
Yeah, but he hasn't been to a squat rack ever since. He has
oof,
PTA is
yeah,
PTSD.
that would not be good. That would not be.
Yeah. Um,
But I have a,
Kabir?
I have a question for you guys too.
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day because I go through like phases of what genres of music I like to listen
Mm.
to at the gym. And I've tried like the rap stuff and the
Yeah.
EDM. I don't know. Right now I'm into like the hard rock, like Rage Against the Machine kind of stuff.
Okay, okay.
Kabir?
All right.
One, two.
So yeah, a couple over the summer, I sent a message in our group chat and I was like, "Yo, Nick, what was it, emo rock or was it grunge rock? I forgot what it was." And I was like, "This stuff in the gym is just fire." The only reason why I kind of got into that is just because I watched the Batman and I'm like, "Yo, I gotta be on some Batman type stuff." So I gotta lock in, keep my head down, focus on just me, and like I don't know. I feel like it makes you like want to go. And then same thing, like I listen to like house music. I listen to rap, not a lot of rap, but like I'll have like a playlist where I just combine like everything on there, and yeah, I'll make it work.
Yeah. I would say for me it's like it depends on the day. Like some like rap used to be what I used to go to, but now it just doesn't do the trick. Rock, I feel like rock you can always just like perfect. House, and then low key country. Sometimes country just like puts me into like not like some like soft like loves like Zach Bryan type shit, but
I
like
like some Blake Shelton.
yeah, some like
Yeah.
rock, like some like good old country rock.
You know what's
Okay.
weird
Okay.
though? I actually have heard some people before who like to listen to classical music while they work out, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And they're like big, like huge dudes.
Yeah.
Like some like
Like
Because it just
Beethoven.
locks you in.
yeah, it just says they lock you in. I guess it's all up to preference and opinion, but like
Yeah.
like even
Yeah.
even like the rap, like I always like to listen to rap while I work out, but then like, it got me in like a mood where it like hyped me up, but like it would hype me up, but it was more of like a kind of like I felt like I was like Rocky and I was ready to go. But like when I listen to like hard rock, like Rage Against the Machine, it's like okay, I'm ready to run through a wall right
Yeah.
now. Like let's
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So that I feel like I feel like everyone's got their own preference on genre at the gym, but
Yeah.
it's whatever works for you, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I know we only have like I know our remaining meeting time just popped up, but I have like two funny stories. Um, one of them's a little You guys know who Joey Swole is?
I do not actually.
No, you ever seen those videos on like TikTok where it's like someone will like record another person in the gym, either making fun of them or be like, "Yo, what the
Oh,
f?
the guy who's like,
What are you
don't
doing
let's
in my
stop.
space?"
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
he's
let's
like, "The
keep the
gym's a
gym
safe
healthy."
space."
Yeah, it's a safe space.
Yeah. So Joey Swole, don't come after me, for what I'm about to say because this is about Chris.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so during
Oh, is
during
this what I think it is?
yeah, during quarantine, Chris and I, me, Chris, and Nick would go to the gym often a lot, like our campus gym. And I think it was one day, I think it was just Chris and I who went, because I remember sometimes when Nick and CJ would have class, Chris and I would dry scoop pre-workout and then crawl behind the table to not to show up in their Zoom classes because we're respectful gentlemen like that. But there was one day we were going to the gym. I remember I think we were like almost done with our workout. I think it was like the end of it. And I'll remind you, like, it's the middle of COVID and we're all in school, so it's like dead quiet in the gym. All you can hear are just like people making their noises when they're lifting and all that. And so I'm doing my chest press, and out of nowhere I hear the loudest slam ever. I look to my right, and who is it? No, it's
Oh,
Mr. Topher.
who was
Mr.
it?
Topher.
Who was
It was
it?
Christopher Mandato.
Oh, wasn't me. No.
He was doing I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a valid exercise, but I thought it was just funny how it was so quiet in the whole gym. And Chris is doing medicine ball slams, and I look over to everyone else. There's probably like six other people in the gym, and I guess they could hear it through their headphones. So some people are like giving little looks at Chris or little side eyes. But I'm like,
Well,
let my
not
boy
to
do
cut you
his
off,
work.
but I also had like I had noise canceling. Like I couldn't hear anything. To me, it's just a little like a little clap on the ground. Yeah, but not but like yeah.
Yeah,
Sounded
no,
like
I like
Yeah, it sounded like gunshots, dude.
I have a great video of it. Out of respect for Chris, I won't be showing it.
If you had it like if we had more time, I would show it, but like I really
Yeah.
don't care. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Last story, I'll keep it really short. You two know it. When I used to work at the gym, this lady would come in and she'd always go on the treadmill right next to like the employee booth, like the front desk. And she'd always talk to me. She'd have like little conversations with me. And there was one day where she found out I was a Yankees fan. And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm from Long Island, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's so cool. Like, what made you move down here?" And she said, "Well, I had to get away from all the crazy stuff I did in my past life." And I was like, "Oh, shoot." I was like, "All right." I was like, "What happened if you don't mind talking about it?" And out of nowhere, she just drops the bomb that she had a love child with Don Mattingly. Um, she met him at like a crab shack in Long Island, some crab shack bar, and I guess they just hit it off and they had a kid. But she wouldn't say anything. She kept rambling about it, but like she was known in the gym to be a little interesting. Like she would always scream at her mom on the phone. Um,
Didn't
but
we show
like I love
do you think it's true? Do you
no.
believe it? For
Actually, you know what? No, you know what?
the
I'm
sake
not.
of the story, you gotta believe it.
I believe in her truth. I believe in her truth. I do. So, um,
Johnny
with
Baseball.
our what was that?
Johnny Baseball.
Johnny Baseball,
Yeah,
the GOAT.
The
I
magic
told her I was
mustache.
like,
It works. It works
it
wonders.
does work. It does work. I told her, I was like, hey, if you still have his number, let me know. I'm trying to get a contract for the Toronto Blue Jays. Um, but yeah, with our 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, I want to quickly go over. Yo, GTA 6 trailer drop. Fire.
Fire.
Great. Looks awesome. Doesn't come out till
2025
2025.
sucks.
So that stinks. That's booty. That game's 100% gonna be $100. Know it for a fact.
But how
Um,
realistic does it look? It looks so realistic.
so realistic. Oh my God. It looks great.
I actually
I
thought the
absolutely,
trailer was like an actual video.
Bro, dude, they got
yeah,
Miami Heat Arena
it
in
looked
there
like a
too.
movie.
Well,
Yeah, it
I
looked
don't
like a
really.
movie.
You guys know I don't really play like
Yeah,
that much video games, but it does look crazy, and
It does look crazy.
the way graphics are getting now are a little out of hand.
Yeah,
ridiculous, dude.
yeah, I know.
It's a society. This
There's
game
a lot of
Yeah,
bundas.
might
There's a
be a
lot of
little
bundas
too
in it.
realistic.
too realistic.
Oh my god. Did you see all the bundas in the video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One last thing about GTA. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where it's like kids our age, or like we're not kids anymore, but people our age, just going like back in the day when we go to like GameStop or the store to go buy GTA 5, when we brought it up to the cash register. I know this 100% happened to me because my mom was about to buy me this game at GameStop one time. I was like, "Can I have GTA 5?" And she was like, "Yeah." We brought it up to the cash register. This jerk of an employee said, ma'am, you know this game is rated M, right? Do you want to like the contents of this game, or do you want to know?" And then she's like, "Yeah, what's wrong with it?" And he's like, "Well, there's going to be violence, nudity, crime, a lot of law breaking." Um, yeah, and I'm like, and she's like, "Okay, you're not getting this. No way." She's like, "You're not getting this. Let's go." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And
Oh,
this
they're
guy,
all rats in the chats.
I remember his name. His name was Gary. Jerk.
Wait.
His name was Gary.
You know what? You know what's
I
dangerous
hated him.
though? I think when they started like selling games on actual Xbox instead of like having to go to GameStop and like buy the actual disc, when they started selling it like on the console, I
Hmm.
feel like that's when things got dangerous.
Dude,
Yeah,
now you got
That's when
some
things got
5-year-old. You got
dangerous.
5-year-old Timmy playing like
Yeah,
GTA 5.
yeah, that's nuts, dude. Like,
I know. It's absurd.
oh
But
my
look,
God.
now we're all like old men, so we get to like we have our own money, we make our own money, so we have free will to buy whatever we want.
Yeah.
So with our last minute, Nick, I want to say thank you. You've been an awesome guest,
So,
and I want you to share your song of the day so quickly.
Thank you to you two guys as well. My song of the day is Pedestal by Lime Cordial. You guys should give it a listen. It's pretty good. I've been listening to it all day.
all
Let's
right.
go. Chris, shoot it out real fast.
All right. Mine is Sex on Fire by Kings of Leon.
Perfect. Mine is Do You Want Me by Hayden James. I've been on an EDM grind lately. It's fire. Give it a listen. Guys, thanks for listening. This is probably gonna cut off. So if we cut off, thank you. We love you. Nick, I love you
Fiocco,
too.
thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.